Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, Ida is mostly gone, but some areas are still feeling its impact. How locals are assessing the damage in the New River Valley.
As COVID cases rise at Liberty, people are demanding answers. Why the biggest concern is beyond campus. Plus,
I'm going to give as long as my body will allow me to.
How one man's 1,000th blood donation isn't stopping him from giving more.
good evening and thanks for joining us for 10 News at 6. I'm Lindsay Ward.
I'm John Carlin. A tornado left a small path of destruction for some in the New River Valley. These storms were caused by the remnants of Hurricane Ida.
10 News reporter Annie Schroeder spoke with several people who saw the storms play out and those left cleaning up after.
Montgomery County was one of the places most impacted by storms brought on by Ida last night. The National Weather Service was here all day evaluating the damage.
We've got evidence on radar that stuff was being lofted.
The National Weather Service spent Wednesday tracking the path Ida took through our area.
We're also trying to find out if there was damage. Was it caused by a severe thunderstorm or a tornado? And that's really going to help build the climatology and help us understand the climatology for weather conditions in Southwest Virginia. And this also helps the local community as well.
Tuesday night, there were several reports of funnel clouds near Blacksburg. A Virginia Tech graduate student caught some of it on video.
Just to get the word out to the public and hope, maybe if people just see the warning, they think, oh, it's just a warning. It's not real. Maybe with the video, if they have some kind of, tangible thing to look at.
Farmers in Montgomery County like Tim Simpkins were home when the storm started.
We were watching the news and we seen the house the house is on the farm that we rent here, and we seen the storm cloud come over the farm, and then we knew we should get over here and check on things, and this is what we found.
Simpkins spent the afternoon assessing the damage as several large trees on his property were pulled down in the storm.
We'll bring a track loader in here later on and push a lot of it out and build the fences back, but you just do the best you can right now.
The National Weather Service says storms like this are a good opportunity to remind everyone to always have a safety plan.
You can get tornadoes any time of year. It's not just during the spring and early summer. So make sure you have that plan in place year-round.
The National Weather Service plans on releasing its findings about the storm once they're done collecting information. Homeowners we spoke with today say it could take days or even weeks to fix the damage left behind by Ida. In Montgomery County tonight, Annie Schroeder, 10 News, working for you.
Now to your forecast, where it's been much calmer today. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowich joins us now. So, Jeff, the storm is actually going to be gone by tonight.
I would say by around mid-evening, we're going to be able to bid farewell to the showers and thunderstorms that have been associated with Ida. But we still, even at 6:02, have some bouts of heavy rain that we are indeed watching. We've got one batch of heavy rain situated, say, towards Rockbridge and also towards parts of Amherst counties. Heaviest rain, though, situated along the Bedford and Campbell County lines, south into northern parts of Pittsylvania County. Areas right now over Alta Vista or very close to Alta Vista, south into areas just north of Gretna, right along Highway 29, Highway 460, and Highway 24, seeing the worst of the weather right now. This all moving, by the way, east or southeast at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Again, you'll notice that we are indeed seeing some lighter showers out across parts of the southern Shenandoah into parts of Rockbridge, Amherst, and even towards Nelson counties. But the rain up in that direction, not as heavy as what we are indeed seeing a little bit farther down to the south. All right, your hourly planner showing temperatures falling to near 70 by around 10 o'clock. Any lingering showers this evening or thunder showers will taper off, we think, here as we head beyond about 8, 9 o'clock. And then tomorrow looks beautiful. Tomorrow is a day that you're going to want to be outside. Temperatures start out 60 to 64. Highs tomorrow in the lower 80s. Not humid tomorrow, breezy, but we are indeed mainly sunny all day long. Lindsay?
All right, thank you, Jeff. And as Ida leaves our region, your local weather authority has you covered. So just download the 10 News weather app for the most up-to-date conditions where you live.
There is some concern tonight in the Hill City as COVID cases continue to climb at an alarming rate at Liberty University. Late last week, school leaders announced a temporary mitigation period, and today they are reporting 488 COVID cases with more than 1,500 people in quarantine. Despite the rapid rise in cases, the university has not canceled events like the weekend's block party of Friday's football game, and that has some people living in Lynchburg on edge.
It's a big problem. Nobody is 6 foot. Everybody has no mask on, and then they should just take it more serious, and they're not.
The mitigation period is set to end September 10th. Still no word on a mask or vaccine mandate. And tonight, Franklin County is updating its school system COVID numbers. Officials say on Tuesday, nearly 1,600 students were absent from school, most of whom were for quarantine or isolation. School leaders say last week there was a more than 20% positivity rate in the county.
Lynchburg will receive $25 million through the American Rescue Plan to complete a decades-old sewer overflow project. Construction started in the 70s, and the city's invested $300 million so far. Experts have separated more than 5,000 acres of combined sewer area. The director of water resources says the federal funding will help complete the project within the next 5 years. Without it, it could take at least a decade to complete. But the Hill City only receives the $25 million through a local match.
It's all or nothing. We won't be able to spend a dollar of that if we don't spend a dollar to match it. So it is definitely contingent on us matching the funds.
Lynchburg leaders are now waiting on more guidance to learn which funds qualify for the match.
As veterans who served over the past 20 years reflect on that time, a Roanoke group now is forming a community for them to heal. Urban Valor will launch soon as a YouTube series and support group for veterans, those still active duty and their families. Many cannot relate to their experiences and feelings as others who've been through this can. It's veterans helping veterans deal with everything from a range of emotions to managing everyday things like health care and benefits at the VA.
It's just such an underserved community in our opinion, and we just want to really drive as much attention and monetary assistance as we possibly can to help as many people as we can.
That first episode will drop later this month, and we do have a link to join their growing community on our website at WSLS.com.
September is National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and local organizations are raising money to benefit families affected. Roanoke Fire and EMS is selling T-shirts within their department to raise money for local families affected by childhood cancer. The idea was started by a firefighter and EMT who met a child who had beat cancer. Since then, he's found ways to raise money and raise awareness for the disease.
From there, I started raising money for firemen doing mustaches. So for the month of September, you would donate $20 to grow your mustache out, and if you shaved your mustache, you donate another $20.
Now, so far, the department has already sold over 100 T-shirts. Hundreds of animals are being displaced in Ida's wake. How Angels of Assisi is answering the call and the ways you can help.
And it's officially 1,000 blood donations for one Appomattox man. Why his dedication runs in the family.
Angels of Assisi is joining the list of organizations that are working to provide support following Hurricane Ida. The animal shelter will be taking in 9 dogs from shelters down south to help make room for pets displaced by the storm. The pups are set to arrive in the Roanoke Valley today. Many of the shelters in Louisiana and surrounding areas impacted by Ida are dealing with building damage and just simple overcrowding.
Dispersing them throughout the country really helps to help save these lives, and we're just very lucky that we have the community support so that we can help these animals.
After adjusting to their new climate and getting vetted by care providers, the 9 dogs will then be available to find a new home.
And as we work to clear the shelters, we want to introduce you to Stella. It's a 5-year-old pup who's had some anxiety, but is a special girl looking for a local home with a family that works with shelter staff. If you're interested in adopting Stella, you can call the Roanoke Valley SPCA at the number on your screen.
And you are looking at a live picture from our Liberty University Skycam overlooking the beautiful Hill City, where we do indeed have some sunshine mixing in with quite a bit of cloud cover as well. And you may not be done with the rain in Lynchburg yet. We'll let you know when more rain could impact you coming up.
An Appomattox man is proving that you should never give up on your goals.
Yeah, 10 News reporter Lindsay Kennett tells us how he has helped save thousands of lives and why he's not slowing down anytime soon.
People call me Luck.
Philip Luckadoo grew up on a farm, loves to cook,
I've never used a recipe in my life.
And he's a self-proclaimed antique nut.
I have antique carriages restored, dating back to the Civil War.
Wednesday, this 66-year-old Appomattox man marked a milestone 25 years in the making.
Today's a big day.
His 1,000th blood platelet donation.
And my dad gave whole blood until he was 80 years old. I kind of started because of him, so it kind of runs in the family.
Jackie Grant, the executive director of the American Red Cross of Southwest Virginia, says 1,000 platelet donations is not an easy feat.
It's not like a regular whole blood donation. It takes about 2.5 hours.
Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood. The need for platelets is even more critical, particularly for those battling cancer and burn victims. Grant says fewer people are stretching out their arms nowadays. Because of the pandemic, people either don't feel comfortable leaving home, don't want to wear a mask while donating, or have been traveling more often. Severe weather, like the remnants of Hurricane Ida, can also prevent folks from donating.
It is not a social event. It really is a life-saving event.
Luckadoo says his goal is simple: help others.
Most of the time it hits me once I leave here, and I kind of think of what I've just done, you know. It makes me feel good.
And he's not planning to slow down.
I'm going to give as long as my body will allow me to.
Lindsay Kennett, 10 News, working for you.
And good for him. So it's so easy to donate. You just call 1-800-RED-CROSS, check online, or you can download the app.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Welcome to fall. Meteorological fall, that is. Look, as we've explained several times here, meteorologists kind of work on a different calendar than everybody else because data collection is just easier if you start seasons on the first of the month and end on the last day of a month. So for us, fall has begun in the meteorology world. Now, actual fall does not begin here until close to 3 weeks from now. What is interesting here is on the 1st of September, the average high is around 84, but by the time meteorological fall ends, at the end of November, that daytime high falls on average to 54 degrees, 30-degree average drop. All right, September numbers, climate preview for you. On the first of the month, again, we look at average lows in the middle 60s. By the end of the month, those average lows fall into the middle 50s, with average highs falling from the middle 80s into the middle 70s by the end of the month. Hottest we've ever been in September in Roanoke was 103. Coldest we've ever been was 32, set back in 1942. All right, here's a look at the radar here at 6:17. We continue to see some showers and thunderstorms in areas east of the Parkway. We're going to kind of zoom into areas seeing the most amount of rain, and you'll notice right along 501 out across parts of Bedford and Amherst counties right here. These cells are moving to the southeast, so although you're fairly dry right now in Lynchburg, these cells that are riding the 501 corridor will likely impact you here over the next 15 to 30 minutes. Really heavy rain situated along the 29 corridor, extending from Campbell County all the way south into Pittsylvania County. We've got heavier downpours right over Alta Vista and areas just north of Gretna, extending south into areas in and around Danville. East-southeast movement, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Regional view showing that we have high pressure pushing in over the Ohio River Valley. That's going to be our main dominant weather feature here for us as we head likely into Thursday and Friday and also into Saturday. Right now, the worst of the weather due to Ida is in areas to the east and to the northeast of us, really extending from New York City all the way south towards areas near Virginia Beach. That's where we've seen several tornado warnings today, extending from Philadelphia south into the D.C. area. And again, we are going to soon be able to bid farewell to Ida all across the eastern seaboard here within about the next 12 to 16 hours. Future tracker showing that for us, we are likely dry by around 8, 9 o'clock. Okay. Then as we head into Thursday, looks like we're starting out the day with maybe a few leftover clouds in the mountains. Otherwise, it looks like we're going to be mostly sunny all day. As we head into Thursday night, skies are fair, and then we're going to see a lot of sunshine from sunup until sundown on Friday. So our weather, again, is really calming down here. Looking ahead to the holiday weekend, Labor Day weekend, Saturday, we're dry. May have a better chance for some hit or miss thunder showers Sunday with even a stray thunder shower Monday. But overall, the weekend is still looking pretty nice for outdoor plans. It's not one day is going to be a washout with highs in the middle 80s. Right now, temperatures in the upper 60s in Wytheville, Hillsville, and Galax. You've got temperatures hotter the farther east you go. 79 in Roanoke. It is 78 in Danville and also into South Boston. For tonight, once the rain ends, we turn more comfortable. It's going to be breezy at times tonight into tomorrow, with overnight lows tonight in the 50s to the low to mid 60s. They're going to be a little warmer towards south side, a little cooler towards the mountains. For tomorrow, more sunshine, low humidity, just a touch breezy, as I was saying. We're looking at high temperatures tomorrow in the mountains, 70s and low to mid 80s. Outside the mountains, 80 to 85. We're ranging between 82 and 86 here for about the next 7 days or so. We're dry Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Chance rain increases a little bit Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but very important to note that not one day is looking like a washout by any means. And then by next Wednesday, we are looking at a mix of sun and clouds. Abby.
All right, Jeff, more positive news coming out of Lexington and the home of the Keydets. And the Flames are getting revved up for their opener after a season to remember. We'll hear from them. Sports is next.
And now, the Freedom First Sports Desk with John Appicello.
VMI head coach Scott Wachenheim has turned the Keydets into a conference champ, and today he gets a 3-year contract extension that'll keep him in Lexington through 2025. Keydets coming off their first SoCon title since 1977 and their first ever FCS playoff appearance. Wachenheim was the consensus conference coach of the year, was named FCS National Coach of the Year by the American Football Conference Association. They were nationally ranked throughout the season and finished 12th in those FCS polls. Despite Liberty's recent history and a roster of returning veterans, they have good reason to be leery about FCS opponent Campbell. The Camels returned 20 of 22 starters and have 15 FBS transfers. The Flames preparing to open against a team that was just 0-4 in an abbreviated fall, but this FCS program only played 4 games, all against FBS opponents. The Flames, of course, were a stellar 10-1, nationally ranked, ended their campaign with that Cure Bowl victory. And despite returning 10 of 11 starters on both sides of the ball, Saturday is nervous time for Coach Hugh Freeze.
It's not a comfortable opening game in my eyes in any way. We're going to have to play really well, and you never feel like you really know a lot about your team until you get to play some games. And so it appears to me that it could be a game that we're going to have to play really well to have control of it.
Me personally, I don't overlook any team. I came from FCS. We played FBS teams at FCS, so it's football is football, no matter the level. You know what I'm saying? Any given Sunday.
I think with this defense, we can go and we can play whatever team and whatever time, whatever place. We don't really care who we play. We're going to prepare for each team the same way. We're going to play each team the same with the same passion and the same attitude.
Worth noting, Campbell sports an offensive line that averages 6'5", 325. Kick set for 6 p.m. Saturday night. The Saints continue to deal with the impact of Hurricane Ida, currently practicing in Dallas while their home continues to recover from the effects of the hurricane and those power outages. Today we learned they'll play their opener against the Packers in Jacksonville, the decision made in the interest of public safety. News and notes for you. Salem is postponed. Dallas has claimed the former West Virginia quarterback, and a good matchup of young tennis stars tonight.
Nightly news is coming up next.
We'll see you at 7.